Hey class, this is the screencast for the word equation examples. If you take a look on the assignment, I have a list of 3 steps for you. Okay, the 3 steps, if I can summarize them. Okay, let's try this one more time. If I can summarize them, the first step is symbols and charges, prefixes, oops, that's an I, and Brinkelhoff. Okay, so let's go through, I don't need Brinkelhoff for this one. When I do, which I don't think that I need Brinkelhoff here at all, I'll explain what Brinkelhoff is then when I do an example for the sheet number 3. So when sulfur trioxide gas reacts with water, a solution of sulfuric acid forms. So let's go through this. Step number 1 is write the symbols and charges, prefixes, or Brinkelhoff for this. So when I start off here, I notice that trioxide is a prefix, so that's S with only 1 sulfur and 3 oxygens plus, and that's a gas, so I actually can put the little G in parentheses there, react with water. And because it says water and not H2O steam or something like that, we're talking about liquid water, and then reacts with or forms a solution of sulfuric acid. Now sulfuric acid, acid means H+, that's my symbol. Sulfuric means I can cross that off and I can put 8 at the end. Sulfate is SO4 with a -2. Okay, now that I have the symbols and charges, prefixes, and Brinkelhoff written, now I crisscross, and the only place I crisscross is here where the 2 comes down, and that means I can get rid of the +1 and the -2. So the 2 comes down, H2SO4, the rest of them are already written. Okay, so after I symbols and charges, prefixes, Brinkelhoff for the first step, and crisscross for the second step, then I balance the equation for the last step. So 3 steps. So I have 1S, 3 oxygens plus another 1 is 4. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. Over here I have 4 and 2 hydrogens and 2 hydrogens. So this one is actually already balanced with a 1, 1, and 1. Excellent. No problems. Let's keep moving for the second one. Boron sulfide. Where are we at here? There we go. Boron sulfide, B2S3, reacts violently with water to form dissolved boric acid, H3BO3, and hydrogen sulfide gas. Okay, so let's keep going. My first step is writing down symbols and charges, except for the ones that are already given to you, which this one is. So reacts violently with what? Oh, I forgot to put the AQ in up here, which means dissolved in water. Violently with water, again liquid, to form boric acid, H3BO3. If it's an acid, it has to have an AQ after it, and hydrogen sulfide gas. Okay, so that's my first step. My first step is to write out all the things that we have, whether it's prefix, symbols and charges, or Brinkelhoff, and I don't have Brinkelhoff for this one. So I go back and I check to see that I have a 2. So my H2S, get rid of charges here, is that. So that's my crisscross. That was my step number 2 down at that end, and now I'm just balancing. Notice I have B2, so I'm going to need a 2 in front of the H3, BO3. Okay, so one of my rules is that I balance hydrogen and oxygen last. So that means I have 6 hydrogens here plus another 2, which, I didn't do sulfur yet, so let's do sulfur. That's going to make a difference here, and that's why you always do hydrogen and oxygen last. So sulfur, there are 3 of them here, and I have only 1 sulfur down here, so I put a 3 in front. That gives me 3 sulfurs on both sides. Now that gives me 2 times 3 is 6 hydrogens, and 3 times 2 is another 6 hydrogens, which means I have 12 total. Now over on the left-hand side here, how do I get 12 hydrogens? So what times 2 equals 12? That's what we're talking about. So I put a 6 here. So that gives me the number of hydrogens are the same on both sides now. So 6 times 2 equals 12 hydrogens. That gives me 6 oxygens. I have 2 times 3 to get 6 oxygens here. And let's go back through and just check to make sure. 2 boron, 3 sulfur, 3 times 1 is 3 sulfur on the right-hand side. 6 times 2 is 12 hydrogen, 2 times 3 is 6 here, 3 times 2 is 6 here, and that adds up to 12. 6 times 1 on this side is 6 oxygen, and I have 2 times 3 gives me 6 oxygen, so everything is balanced here. And that's how you do a word equation problem. All right, I hope that was helpful.